What's happening, Ice Cubes? My name is Matty Icedq, and it is that time of year again, folks. It is time for a new year. Good lord, it is time for a new year. Um, but with a new year comes another New Year's resolution, and I need to recenter my face. Oh, good lord. It's been forever since I've had this set to 1080p, so it's a little weird for me. I need to actually move over here. There we go. Okay. Because I need to actually be looking at my camera. 5 years and you'd think I'd learn to look at the damn camera. No. I refuse. Fix yourself. There we go. Center. Okay. So, let's everyone be honest. The last couple of years sucked. Not just for the whole world, but also for my channel content. Let's everyone be honest here. My content the last couple of years has not been great. And there is a lot behind that. Most of you know the whole story, some of you don't care, and some of you are actively wanting to cause more problems, so let's just take a mulligan on it and try to move on here. So, everyone is aware of the whole debacle between myself and Mania. It's been a huge thing for almost 2 years. Come February, it will have been 2 years. Which is a long time. But for those of you who aren't up to speed, Mania and I are talking again. I wouldn't say necessarily that we are good friends again, but I would at least go as far as saying we are friends again. We've talked stuff over. We've buried the hatchet. We buried the hatchet 300 feet under because we don't want to fight anymore that much. We really don't want to fight anymore. Because shit got bad. Like, really bad. I especially did not help in that regard. So, that being said, a lot of changes are going to be happening. For me specifically, because there's stuff that I want to work on and stuff that she really wants to work on. And at this point, we're both very content to just let each other do whatever the hell we want to do. There's a lot of growth for everyone who was involved, especially me. I had to change a lot, and I have changed a lot. I very much have become a lot less Well, I mean, I'm still an asshole, but I'm not an asshole to the degree I was. I've hence removed said fucking stick out of my ass and actively tried to work towards working with everybody and trying to patch things up with everybody. Everybody who wanted to patch things up. Because the people who don't are still actively trying to cause problems because they don't care. It's been very interesting, I will say. And there's a lot I want to do this year. There's so much that I want to do this year. Good Lord. Because I just want to go through all the. I should go through the list of stuff that I want to do. Like, I want to start improving my content better, work on my editing more, which I have. I've been actively working on my editing. I want to start pursuing voice acting again. I want to start learning how to become a better voice actor. I have a whole bunch of writing projects that I want to finish. Some of you know what those are, some of you don't. It's whatever. But it's just there's so much that I want to work on. And there's so much that I should work on. But it's getting to the point where I'm like, can I? You guys are gonna have to give me a second. I gotta fix my hair. Normally I can sit around with my hair down, but today is not one of those days. I may undo it later, but not right now. I need it out of my way. It's just distracting me. There we go. Boom. Okay. It's out of my way now. So, like, first of all, some of you who don't know, and most of you probably don't care, I've been unemployed for since September. So I've been actively looking for a job. But it's been so ridiculous. The requirements have been raised up so ridiculously these past few months to get hired by places that I just have not been able to get hired. Like, I've applied to 10, 12 different places, had at least 4 interviews, and had absolutely nothing come out of it. So it's very much become, it's almost like a pet peeve of mine at this point to work so hard to apply and then take my time to go out there and attend the interview just to not get hired. And it's not that I don't have the work experience, it's just that they decide I don't meet their quality requirements without even properly giving me a shot. It's kind of ridiculous right now. And this isn't just a big year for me. I mean, the past couple of months has been big for me because I've reconnected with so many people, Mania included. Like, Mania and I have been talking on and off. We've been working through a lot of stuff that we've had problems with each other in the past for, and I would like to think that things are getting better. And if they're not, then I'm completely in the dark. But yeah, one of the main things that I want to focus on in terms of my content are collabing with more people. I want to play games with more people because, and I think my Halo Infinite multiplayer stuff with Bart and his girlfriend Milkshake was a huge example of that. Is when I play games with other people and I record it, I don't even remember that I turned on the recorder. Like, I actually forgot. Like, Bart called me out on it later, is that as I forgot to tell him that I was recording, because I forgot. I was just having too much fun playing games with my friends that I didn't even remember that I turned on my software. Like, I was just having a blast. And that says a lot. That says a lot. 'Cause it's as genuine as I get, and as much as I like doing single player content like horror games and such, like when I did SCP the other day, I had a fucking blast. I had so much fun with that, and I had a whole bunch of fun editing it too. Not to mention I've redone my whole recording setup when I do, because I record the game and my webcam separately now, just in case the game crashes, because that's always a concern when you're making videos. For those of you who don't make content and are thinking about it, always have a backup plan. Because if you lose that footage, it's gone. 9 times out of 10, it's gone. A whole lot of stuff was canceled because I had crashing issues when I was first starting out. Those were not fun times. I'm not gonna lie. Good lord, it's just been me messing with my hair for the past 12 minutes. Because it won't stop bugging me. It's gonna be one of those days. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little under the weather recently because we've had a bug go around the house. My mom's boyfriend has had it. My brother has had it. I've had it now. My sister actually positively tested for COVID, and she's been quarantined. I've been staying as far away from her as possible to limit exposure. And we've all been tested. After we found out my younger sister was positive, we all tested, and we were all negative. She was the only positive, so we just kind of quarantined her. So I have my cough drops because I've only really had a nasty cough and some sinus issues. And my cough isn't even that bad. It's just more annoying than it is painful. It's not as bad as it usually is this time of year. I will say that, because normally this time of year we have a severe cold go through the house and go through all of us. That didn't happen this year. Mostly because we've been more health conscious than any other time. So that's whatever. But anyway, oh god, just as I start talking about it, it's acting up. Good lord. It's a lot of phlegm. It's lots of mucus. It's not fun, but it's not... I'll get over it. I'll sleep it off. I've been trying to sleep it off. I think I've slept, I don't know, 12 hours each night for the past 3 days. Not all at once, but in bursts, because like I'll sleep for my normal 8, nap for 2 hours, and then nap for 2 more, and that's most of my day. Anyway, enough about me. But yeah, I'd love to collab with more people. I definitely want to start collabing with Bart a lot more, cause Bart and I were talking about doing Monster Hunter. We can always do more Halo Infinite multiplayer. 7 days, like, good lord, I've been wanting to do a 7 days thing forever. Because I had a huge, like, brain wave. Like, my brain exploded with how much it expanded for how much I wanted to do a big multiplayer thing for 7 days. And with the new alpha that's out, now's the perfect time, because it's a clean slate, and I can get rid of all my mods, for one. Mostly because they're not the mods that I'm using is for Alpha 19. They are not compatible with Alpha 20. I tried. Don't at me. I've tried. Don't lie to me. But yeah, I've been having like a whole team deathmatch thing that I've wanted to do for ages with 7 days. And hopefully, I'll actually be able to implement that soon. But who knows? Good lord. The problem is, we need a bunch of people, because it's going to be 2 people per team. Every team is going to have a certain number of lives. Any town that is associated with a trader is neutral. Any trader area is neutral. So we can all approach the trader and buy and sell stuff with the trader equally. Hell, we can even buy and sell between each other if we need to. But everywhere else is fair game. Each team gets 1 vehicle, a certain amount of gas, and a supply crate. So it's very involved, and I would like to have it to happen, but I need enough people to do it. As far as I know, like, because I know Knight wanted to do it ages ago. I talked to him about it first. Bart, I need to talk to Bart about it. If Bart's going to do it, his girlfriend's probably going to want to do it. I could probably talk to Marcus. I don't know. Like, I need at least 6 people, because I want it to be fair. As fair as you can get with 7 days, honestly. Because it's going to get a little more difficult when everybody has guns. And knowing my particular proclivity for sniper rifles, if I see anyone come within the vicinity, they'll already be dead, because I'll have seen them coming already. It doesn't help that I know the NavGen map very intimately, because I've played on it so much. So I know where a lot of the good places are to go and harvest materials, from easiest to hardest, because there are some places that are harder to get stuff than others, especially like the missile silo, or the shotgun Messiah factory, or the Shamway factory. Good lord, the Shamway factory. I wouldn't touch that with a I wouldn't even go anywhere near that. there's more than one Shotgun Messiah building in the area. Then there's the big city with the skyscrapers. Those are really good. You just have to have the firepower to get through all the zombies. But there's so much. Like, I wanted to do it. I've wanted to do that for so long. And it frustrates me that I haven't been able to get it done yet. Because it's going to be a huge thing, and we all need to be able to coordinate together. And since everybody's in different time zones, it could be really complicated. But that's one of the major things. Like, I also have the forest. I would love to play more games with Archie. I don't know where he's been at. I haven't talked to him in a while, because I've been trying to give him his space. So I don't know if he'd be down for any of that. I'd have to talk to him, or at least try to talk to him. I don't know. I don't really know anybody else who would be interested in that. That would be okay with being in my video. Because they're also welcome to make videos on it. I don't care. I would think Bart would stream the whole damn thing. That would be fun, honestly, is to make it a stream rather than a regular video. That would be cool. If only my internet wasn't shit. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. My internet is still not good enough to stream. Like, I can stream for like 2 or 3 hours, but after that, I have to give my PC a break because it overheats. And when my PC overheats, it messes with my wireless attachment. And it garbles up the signal, so then I don't get as much signal. So, that's a negatory. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. I just need to talk to people to get it coordinated so we can do it. On the flip side of that, people have to be open to talking to me. So, whatever. I don't know. That's kind of been another thing, is I've been very passive about talking to people. Like, I'll still go out of my way to message people, but not nearly at the frequency as I would normally do. I've been very passive and have very, very much been in the mindset of, if they want to talk to me, they can message me. Like, every few days or so, like, I'll message Mania and ask how she's doing. Like, aside from that, I usually let people message me, because if they don't want to talk to me, what's the point? It's just one of those debacles, like... And there are some people that I am afraid of messaging because they could be in the middle of stuff. Like Archie, I am not okay with messaging him every few days because he could be busy with other stuff. Because he's got his brother to take care of, and who knows? Like, I haven't been in constant communication with him in months. Marcus is another one I don't really like to message very often because he is also very busy, and I don't like to interrupt him if he's in the middle of something because he's got his own things he's got to work on or try to work on. Like, I don't know. We talked about it a little bit. There's a whole bunch of stuff that he's wanting to do. But in terms of like pursuing voice acting again, good lord. uh, um, I've been I've been sweeping across the casting call across casting calls to see if there was anything that would interest me. And there have been a couple of things, but it's not really clicked with me. It's just it's just I don't want to say it's difficult cuz it kind of really isn't. It just depends on what roles you're comfortable with, what roles you like doing, what roles you don't like doing. Stuff like that. Cuz who the hell knows? And on the flip side of that, you never know if you have the voice for a different role that person is looking for. It's it's also one of those things is you gotta really put yourself out there. But I don't know. Like I have it up right now and I'm just looking cuz the sad part is a lot of them are unpaid. And it's not like I instantly want to start getting paid, but I would like to start working up towards that. But I would also like to think I should probably work on building a reputation of being a good voice actor first, because that would probably be smarter. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. I just have to put in the time to do it. And then there's the whole, oh God, there's the whole writing project stuff that I want to do. Oh, good lord. Do I even want to get started on talking about that? There's a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie. There is a lot. And especially with how massive of a scale I want to do with this writing project. Because let's not kid ourselves. Mania and I have talked about it. She doesn't care if I finish Origins as long as I don't like publish it or make a series out of it, which I'm not qualified enough to be a director of any sort, really. Um, like I proved that many times over in the failed animation that I never even got off the ground. Mostly because I wasn't even finished with Origins. Because I would still consider, even though I've been working on Origins for almost 2 years, it's almost been 2 years since I started working on Origins. Everybody keep that in mind. I've been working on this for a long ass time. 2 years is a long time to be working on one writing project. And my writing has changed over the course of 2 years, and my ideas of what to do with the story have changed over the course of 2 years. So I would still consider Origins in a very, 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 very rough draft right now. There are a lot of changes that need to be made, especially to the first half, and there are a lot of sections that need finished. Mainly part 3, because I'm not even halfway done with part 3. There's still a lot I need to do with part 3, but I also need to make it concise enough and straightforward enough to get it across, because I don't want to be this hyper detailed story, because it's not the sort of hyper detailed story to write, honestly. And the differences between the original and my version are going to vary greatly, because it's going to be less passive, I'm going to say, and less kid friendly. I would say teen to mature content, probably not the kind that you're thinking. But like extreme action and blood and such things for those reasons. I want to say it would be okay for teen viewers, because let's be honest, most teens nowadays have seen far worse than a little blood and a little gore in some movies or TV shows. Hell, most teens see more of that crap in anime nowadays than they do anywhere else. But oh my god, like just thinking about it, I still have so much work to do on it, and it's not nearly finished. It's never. I don't think it's going to be nearly finished enough to be even in a presentable state. Even if I do show it off, I don't even think I ever will, honestly. Like, I think the only person I'll ever be comfortable showing it to will be like close friends, like my buddy Nick, Mania, Marcus, Archie, and that'd probably be it. Those would probably be the only people I'd be comfortable showing it off to. Well, showing it off. I'm not that great of a writer. People keep telling me I'm a great writer. I am really not. Especially considering how rough my origins is. And I curse upon myself for starting with Origins, honestly. Cause if I were smart, I would have started with the main series timeline, then Origins. Because then I would be able to set up events that happen in Origins and then present those events in detail in Origins. But no, I had to jump straight in and do Origins right away. Because I'm a big dumb doofer. But hey, we live, we learn, we grow up, and we get better, right? Right. So I would like to be done with Origins at the end of this year. That is something that I would like to state outright. I would like to be finished with it this year, sometime this year. I don't want to give myself too small of a window to finish it, but sometime within the next 6 months to 6 to 8 months, I would say. Sometime within the next 6 to 8 months. And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair timeline, because even if I finish the entirety of writing, I still have to go back and do revisions, double checking my wording, double checking my I have to double check everything, because I am an OCD freak and have to make sure that my English is correct. I have to make sure I'm using the right vocabulary for different things. Yada, 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 yada. Especially for the first half. The first half needs the most work, if I'm being honest. And in a normal situation, I would ask for people's opinions, but I'm not going to share it, so bleh. And good lord, I talked to Mania about this the other day. When she dropped her new Mystic Hills trailer, her recreated Mystic Hills, because she's redoing the whole story, I had at least a dozen people, a dozen randos, come up to me and super hyper excited and asking if I was reprising my role as Adrian. And I am sitting there confused as all hell, because I watched the trailer too. And I don't know where they got it from. Well, I kind of do. I don't know how they came to the conclusion that Adrian was magically back, but they saw a character with white hair and instantly assumed that it was Adrian. Wrongfully assumed, because, spoiler alert, Adrian is not going to be in the new series. Which is fair. Because doing that would imply I was going to be working with Mania again. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to work with Mania on projects again, but I don't want to push that line, if I'm being honest. If it were just a character role, I'd be fine with that. But if I had any access to, like, editing or writing, that's a no. That's a big no. Because it's Mania's story and she wants to tell it her way. So I'd rather let her have that. I'd rather let her have that than interfere in any way. So I would say it was a good move to not bring Adrian back. It's a good move. It's a solid move. Just use a different character to fill that role, because Adrian in Mania's original version was not supposed to be as involved as he was, because that was very much my influence that caused that to happen. Not because I wanted to be the main character. Far from it. I just wanted to help her make the story. It was that simple, honestly. I wanted to help her. It was that simple. But also, you got to remember, it's been 2 years since Mania and I have been on that type of level with each other. Because the main reason she ever let me help to begin with was because we were such close friends. And since we're not on that level anymore, where I would say we're still friends, but we're not nearly close enough to just start working together magically. It's just not reasonable to ask that of us right now. In another 6 months to a year, who knows? But in terms of right now, I don't see it happening, and I'm pretty sure Mania doesn't see that happening. Because people may want to have me back, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. And I'm okay with that. If that's what Mania wants, I'm okay with that. I think that's the takeaway here, is I'm okay with it. Camera. Blah. Okay. What else do I have to talk about? Because if I keep talking about that, I'm never going to shut up. I think I covered everything? I think so. I don't know so, but I think so. So I think that's everything. I'm sorry I've made this so incredibly long. I've been making a point to start making my videos shorter, just because so many of my videos are incredibly arduously long, and I don't want to have you guys sit through me talking your ears off for almost an hour. I've been recording for 40 some minutes, and I already feel bad. I already feel bad. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my New Year's resolution. I have a lot of big goals that I want to try and shoot for this year. A lot. And I really, 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 really am going to give my absolute 100% best to try and make them happen. You guys can give me your thoughts in the comments. You can DM me on Discord. Whatever you want to do. I'm always available. I always answer comments. I'm notoriously good at it at this point. Unless you're being a shithead. If you're being a shithead, I'm not gonna reply to your comment. It's just gonna get deleted because I don't deal with it. Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Click the links in the description below for more videos that I've done, as well as other YouTubers I've worked with. And I will see all of you in the next video. Bye!